To this video series of subject mobile application development. So we are in the fourth unit, that is designing user interface with view. Today's our topic is to study button control, that is radio button and radio button group. Radio button basically we used in a UI design to select one of the option. So the course outcome of this unit is user interface components for Android application development. So the learning outcome of this video includes we will study what is a radio button and its attributes. Also we will study the related topic, that is a radio button group and its attributes. POs mapped are PO1, PO4, PO6 and PO7. So coming to radio button control, in Android radio button is a two-state button. As we all know, a radio button is two-state, that is we can make it either checked or unchecked. So it is a two-state button that can either be checked or unchecked, and it is same as the checkbox control, except that it will allow only one option to select from the group of options. In checkbox control, as we have seen in the previous video, we can select multiple checkbox at a single time instance, but in the radio button a predefined condition is there where we can select only one radio button of the different radio button groups we have been provided. So in Android, checkbox control allows users to change the state of the control either checked or unchecked, but the radio button cannot be unchecked once it is checked. That means once we check the radio button as true, it cannot be made unchecked. Generally, we can use radio button controls in an Android application to allow users. So the purpose of radio button is to allow user to select only one option from the set of given values. We can select only one option. By default, the Android radio button will be in off or unchecked state. We can change the default state of the radio button by using the property or attribute, that is Android checked. So by making the Android checked equals to true, the radio button will appear as checked. So the different or the important attributes related to the radio button which we will use while designing the user interface are: first is the ID property. We have given the ID to the radio button, then it is checked. It is used to specify the current state of the radio button. By default, the radio button is always unchecked, so Android checked will be false. Android gravity, this property, as we have seen many controls up till now, gravity is used to align the particular control, top, left, right, bottom, etc. Text property is give the text label to the radio button control. So how to create a radio button in XML layout file? So we have taken here as a relative layout. We can also take different types of layout: linear layout, absolute layout, whatever depending upon the user requirement is there, we can take a layout. Inside the layout we are placing our radio button. So we have given the attributes are layout width, layout height equals to wrap content, means it will wrap itself inside the layout according to the contents, that is the text we have provided. Text property we have given as Java, and Android checked we have made is a true. That means the radio button will visible on the UI screen as checked. Also we can create the radio button programmatically in the activity file. So first here we have defined a layout, that is linear layout we have taken here. So linear layout, object of linear layout is linear layout equals to find view by id. Find view by id is used to find the particular component or a control inside our UI screen. So linear layout, find view by id, r.id.layout. Linear layout in bracket means we have explicitly type conversion is done to the linear layout. So our main purpose is to study the radio button. So we have taken a radio button control and its object as rd equals to new button. This indicates that this is the current instance, that is currently we are creating our radio button. So we have given the set text, that means text property is given rd object name dot property name, rd dot set checked, and we have added the radio button control to the layout by using layout.add view rd. So by this way we can programmatically create the radio button. In XML file we have to drag and drop the control inside our layout. So whatever the user wants, either he can create it programmatically or by using drag and drop facility provided in the XML file. So coming to radio button group, in Android, radio button group is used to group one or more radio buttons into separate group based on our requirement. If we have more than one radio button control, so we can group them into a radio button group, and we can also create a different groups inside the UI design. If we group radio buttons using radio group, at a time only one atom can be selected from that particular group. In case we select one radio button that belongs to a radio group, we'll unselect all the other previously selected radio buttons with the same group. So these lines are self-explanatory. If we take a group, radio button group, inside the radio button group multiple radio buttons are present. If we select one particular radio button, then other buttons will automatically get unselected or unchecked. Initially all the radio buttons are in unchecked state. Once we select a radio button, then it's not possible for us to uncheck it like the checkbox. So here a different perspective is given. If we select any radio button inside the radio button group, and then if we want to unselect it, we cannot do that particular operation. So this is the difference between the checkbox and radio button. Generally we use radio buttons within a radio group to combine multiple radio buttons into one group. So basically the radio button group is used to group the radio buttons, and it will make sure that the user can select only one option from the group of multiple options. So here we have created a radio group. Here we have taken the relative layout. We have specified the width and height of the layout, and inside that we have placed a radio group and a radio button. You can take multiple radio buttons inside a radio group. So we have specified that a radio group layout height, layout width, and orientation equals to vertical, and inside that we have placed a single radio button. So this is basically our radio group, which is having a radio button of Java, radio button of Python, radio button Android, and radio button Angular JS. So this is a radio group. Inside this group you can select any one radio button. We can't select multiple options in this radio group. So the important MSBT related questions are: explain the radio button and the radio group control, and list the different attributes of radio button while designing the UI in Android. So in today's video we have learned about what is a radio button and its attribute. Similarly, we have learned about the radio button group in which we can place multiple radio buttons. So thanks for watching the video lecture. In the next video we will see about the different types of button controls available in Android.